I got a question for you, Anthony.
What's up?
Because Mike tried to answer your question. I don't even think it was an answerable question. If I could just recap, you said, "Can you get enough pre-cum going to get a cum?" What do you mean?
I mean, can you gather enough of these pre-cum bits to all of a sudden convert it over to regular cum? That's what I mean.
Oh,
Mike
yeah.
Liquids entirely. He
Pre-cum
shot me
is
down,
cum, dude. Pre-cum is cum, man.
They're
You know what
different
I mean?
people.
All lives matter. All cums cum. You know?
I think I don't know. I got
It's just a smaller amount of cum. You know? It's all cum. I used to in 8th grade when I was banging these broads out, I was living a life in fear of the pre-cum because I was like, the only thing the pre-cum doesn't have is the chutzpah to make its way all the way down the hallway. You know?
Yeah. Well, and
Firing squad.
They warn you. They're always warning you about the pre-cum. Oh, you can still get a girl pregnant with pre-cum, but you especially don't want to get a girl pregnant with pre-cum because then you're going to have a nerd because who's the pre-cum? The guys that show up too early to the party. You know what I mean?
That's how you make a Democrat.
Early birds. They get the discount. That's how you get handicapped kids. Because they get a discount kid with the pre-cum.
Oh, no.
Yeah, man.
Mike, cut the podcast.
Did I tell you, man? Oh, man, did I tell you this, man? We go to this doctor's appointment, and everything was going good, and then Tita goes, "Can you tell if the baby has ADHD?" Like, can
their
you
number
tell
one
if it-
worry.
Yeah, like I looked at her like, "That's how you feel about me?"
Will this baby fold their clothes?
Exactly. Like, I am ADHD,
Yeah.
and you're now saying this.
Oh man, it's like in Forrest Gump when he talks to Jenny and he's like, "Is the baby?"
Exactly. Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, did that just happen in Forrest Gump and not happen in your life?
No, I just realized something.
Felt like that's what was coming next.
I gotta see if we gotta start the podcast over. Hang on.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you announce the baby
Mike.
when I was not here?
Just bleep it, Mike. Bleep the whole thing. Can you put jingle bells in? He's now asking. This is what's happening.
This has happened before.
We get growing. A couple minutes into it, now Greg is asking his wife if it's okay to do what he just did.
I assumed you had announced it when he started talking about
Obviously, Brendan. Yeah,
I assumed you announced it on that episode. I wasn't there, and he's been gone longer than a pure ask. So this means start it over because
I
no
love
need
the
for
idea.
attention.
Here's the thing. I love the idea of the rest of this podcast is just a microphone where Greg was at clearly one point, but then something happened where he had to be gone from the podcast for the entirety of it.
And it's just like The Sopranos when like a guy clearly did something wrong and is killed, and they're like, that motherfucker went into witness protection. And it's like he went into witness protection with no family and no clothes and none of his money. Yeah, that's what he did.
I love when they do that. As you know, what a way to cover your ass. We all know what's happening here.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. Well, so what's the story, Greg?
Man, Tita's got weird rules.
All right.
Hang on, I can't hear nobody.
Oh, we're just listening.
Yeah, we're just listening. We're waiting.
She goes, as long as you don't use it as a clip. So it can't be a clip. So only for the people, the real listeners who listen. So I'll have to ask the listeners, don't make a big deal about it, you know? Wait don't say anything.
Oh
don't
my
make it a clip and don't make a big deal about it, but yeah.
Yeah, you know, don't make it an independent clip, guys, as you're often to do.
Like, don't post about it on social media. Keep this between us.
Don't go on your computers and make your clips like you usually do.
Well, no, this was more to Mike. Mike, don't make it a clip. And then B, I don't make it a clip. That's also to me. And then C, maybe fans don't go tweeting about it yet. Don't be like, hey, Greg, great news.
Yeah, fans, don't
independent messages only.
Don't tweet that to your 100 followers on this podcast that goes out to 10,000 people.
Yeah, man. Don't tell all the guys you work with.
Yeah.
I don't understand what all the fun laughs are about right now. I think this is a very understandable request that she's made.
I agree.
I don't understand why you guys are having a good time here. What's the party? I'm in a party and I'm going, what's everyone having a good time for? This is a room to me.
I get the request. It's just very silly that the idea that I actually think now that you said this, they'd be more apt to make a clip out of the news you're going to deliver. Because first of all, it's just like good news. I don't know what fan would be like, we got to make a clip of good news that's happening on the Rad Dudecast.
I can't put it on social media, big laughs and me talking about it. And then people find out that way,
Sure. So, all right, we'll know to not be funny during this portion, so it's unclippable material for people.
Well, they already heard it. I thought that was already funny, the ADHD thing. That was a bit. That could have been a clip. That's probably already the clip of the episode.
Well, not now. Now we got to come up with something better.
I was on absolute same situation. I was on some podcast and some guy goes, "Yeah, I would never have a kid. I just think that's so selfish that I might pass on my mental illnesses to him." And I go, I have a fucking kid, dickhead. Like,
yeah.
Like, what are you? Jesus Christ, how insulting can you get? Like, I'm a good guy, I hang myself every 7 years. So what? Like,
and so far only one set of 7 years.
Yeah,
you haven't done the 14-year.
True. We don't know what the next 7 years are going to bring. We don't know if it's a Halley's Comet situation.
Yeah,
or not.
Yeah, mark your calendars for the hanging. But I'll say this: mental illness, and I hate to be the cornball, but ADHD, not a mental illness. It's a superpower. It's just the world is the illness. The world doesn't know how to handle people who know how to speak fast, real fast, and not listen.
Check out my man. The coronavirus wasn't the disease. We're the disease.
Coronavirus is a living being trying to live somewhere, and we had a problem with it.
Yeah.
Humanity is the virus.
Yeah. The problem wasn't that guy ate a bat. The problem was that we stopped eating bats in the first place. If we would have kept eating bats the whole time, everyone's good.
I think I know what you guys talked about in the pre-talk.
The cornball go. Greg, as the cornball of the podcast, what were you trying to say?
The cornball?
you named yourself that, by the way.
I did?
Yeah.
When?
a minute ago.
No.
Let's go to the record.
That can't be a clip. You must be watching a new podcast. I'm on this podcast. This guy's watching Come Town. That's what you're watching. No, I was saying what?
Yes. No, go ahead.
I was saying I don't like this Zoom anymore. We got to get back in the
We
studio.
all hate Zoom.
It sucks, and I'm here for the rest of my life. I'm trapped here. But
I hate this.
Or Brendan is trapped in a box forever, and I can't go back to the box.
But why?
He's back in the bedroom. What? Everyone just keep talking. Just keep talking.
Yeah, who cares?
We'll just keep going. Who cares? No more talking.
No
we just go.
Yeah.
This episode, just count it as dead, fans.
Yeah.
These Zoom episodes, throw them in the trash, but we got to do them because I'm back in Cincinnati for a couple weeks. But yeah, man, just talk over me. Who gives a shit anymore?
A couple weeks?
Yeah.
Well, then this just in. Rad Dudecast, couple weeks hiatus.
Well, here's the thing. Even for me, a guy who's moved and is a permanent Zoom resident or whatever this fucking StreamYard is, even for me, I like it better when you guys are in studio because then I feel like I'm in a box on the side of the studio.
Right.
You know what I mean? I feel we're all in the studio, but I'm sequestered like Robin Quivers, like that's fine.
Yeah. Well,
but
this is the second time Brendan's mentioned liking being Robin Quivers, which I think is an interesting part of him I didn't see coming.
The guy loves being in boxes. He's like a cat. This guy wants to live in a box. I like a kangaroo will jump in a hood.
One could say that was Brendan's whole goal with the hanging.
Damn dog. You done served him up a plate of hot, cold potatoes. One half hot, one half cold. I like them both. Now, what I'm trying to say about ADHD is what Brendan has is a mental illness. He is mentally ill. Without ADHD, you wouldn't have the rhyming styles of Greg Stone. Right. Hanging is a bit. But ADHD is a way of life.
I see. So you're trying to make a case for ADHD to the doctor being like, yeah, but little boy's not going to be able to rhyme.
I'm going to make a case for doctors to be injecting children with ADHD.
Love this.
This is like that movie with the guy and he took a pill and he became excellent.
Limitless.
Yes. That's what ADHD is.
Excellent.
Go ahead, Brendan.
Brendan, go ahead.
Absolutely, undeniably so. You live with a superpower. Where I gotta take umbrage is where you're saying mine isn't. Because here's the thing: if you're sad, if you live in sadness and anxiety,
Right.
100% of the time, guess what? Guess what I'm immune to? Events making me sad or anxious.
Oh, well, I opened a book and read a new page.
Yeah, so nothing. I mean, coronavirus, I don't give a shit. I never liked seeing people, you know?
Yeah.
So this is, me and you should start a super team of fucking, they called it an illness. We called it a power.
We called it the cure.
Yeah.
Yes, without Brendan's superpower, most of the world can't count upwards of the number 500 while taking a road trip. But with Brendan's unique ability, he can.
Well, I got a question for you, Anthony. Now, this is a big question. I've been waiting to ask you this probably 15 years.
Please.
I got my new mustache back, and I'm really trying to look like a Wes Anderson movie. How's it going?
Man, I don't know. That's a God's honest truth. I don't know with you because it's tough. Because usually, whenever you don facial, whatever you usually do makes you so much more Italian. But I will say, with the bushiness of your new mustache paired with your clear frame glasses, you'll never really look like a Wes Anderson guy because you got too much bravado for it. You know, so it doesn't
kind of.
It is a compliment. You've got too much male aggression to ever be.
You went too far now.
Well, you said it was a compliment, so I had to scale it back to an insult.
And I said male aggression.
Well, not only that, he's lying right to your face. If you think a guy with a beanie, with a few bangs sticking out and clear framed glasses is the embodiment of male aggression, you're blowing smoke up his ass. Okay, the mustache, you look phenomenal, but you do look more towards the Wes Anderson side of things to me than you look like a barista, but he's only a barista because he did something real bad and can't run the actual real story.
The guy who got out of the mob for racketeering and started work at Chappie's Bagel Spot. And he really takes on, like, I feel like Chris Moltisanti after he got into the movie fest and he was like, he came back from like
right.
Yes,
you look like an ex-con who works at a bagel store. That's what you look like. What I meant by that, your embodiment is you're more forceful in embodiment as who you are than a Wes Anderson character. Only I would say Gene Hackman from the Royal Tenenbaums. The rest of them are a little waifish.
Well, that's why he took over that movie because he was the only tough guy on set. Gene Hackman, they heard like there's stories about Gene Hackman after every cut he'd punch that guy.
Danny Glover?
Salmon. Who? No, not Danny Glover. He also was a tough guy, but he was old. No, what's my man's name?
Jason Schwartzman.
Creamy boy. Yeah, he got cream for limbs.
Creamy boy.
He got like he looks like a creamy person, you know?
He does look creamy.
Yeah,
he looks creamy.
That's so funny.
He ain't like a real his essence is cream. You know what I mean?
He's a cream boy, man. He's all soup in there.
You're the cream.
Greg, you look like if the mafia was like, we gotta infiltrate the last vinyl shop in town.
Exactly.
We gotta get
that's a carbon copy of the joke we just did.
Nah, man, I'm about to do one more. If the mafia was like, we need to hide our guys in a math rock group.
Man, that's the same joke as the first. Y'all just
keep going.
Mad libbing. You just keep saying mob guy. This is offensive to me as an Italian, and then add in hipster thing.
Yeah.
You're like a mob guy who does poetry on pillows. Retro to Anthony's stupid joke that I hate.
Hey,
now.
Jimmy, let's see what these fixed gear bicycles are all about.
Yeah, so, you guys ever hear the magnetic zeros?
Now I feel as though we've crested with this bit, and I'm going to move on to another.
I'm sure. So Greg, if Greg doesn't like something, he decides that the bit is done.
I feel as though we've gotten as funny as we can, and we'll ride. And I've got something new.
Yeah,
we should just have a call where any three of us can just go crest.
We've hit the crest. We've hit the top.
Crested and moving on.
Can I say this? You get a glimpse of how Greg is a master manipulator. He pays compliments to the bit, and that's how he ends it.
What?
You know what I mean? He'll go, I feel like this wonderful piece of comedy is over. Isn't that right, guys? So it's time to move on.
Don't you call me? I am not a master manipulator, and that is something I am offended by. Because I don't manipulate.
This guy, you are a master manipulator.
Now,
man. All right,
now,
so what is it?
Now.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I want to tell you guys this one. This is a good one. I woke up the other day. I think I may have already leaked some of this to you guys. I woke up the other day to a note that says, "You bought $100 in Dogecoin. Thank me later." I got real high the night before. Turns out I got to leave letters like memento to myself when I get high. And I bought a bunch of Dogecoin when I was stoned. So now I got it. I don't know how to check it. I don't know where it is, but it's Andy Fury confirmed it. He said, "Yeah, you called me and I showed you how to do it." And that's it.
I love that. Not only did you skipped over bonds, you skipped over stocks, you skipped over established cryptocurrency, and went right for Doge. Anthony, he called me up and he goes, "Hey man, I need a favor." And I go, "Yeah, anything."
What Greg will have you stop the world for is always unbelievable.
Well, listen to this. He goes,
Pull
"Hey
over
man,
right now.
I need a favor.
I got a poem you need to read."
And I go, "Yeah, no problem, anything." And he goes, "I need you to call me in 10 years from this day and tell me that I bought Dogecoin because I'm going to forget about it."
And I'll be
10
rich.
years.
Because in 10 years, I'm going to be like, "Damn, I'm broke." And then I'm going to get that phone call from Brendan that goes, "You ain't broke. You bought Dogecoin and you did not remember it." And that thing is, you could buy the moon now.
You're swimming in so much Dogecoin after 10 years. I don't even know. And I'm weary of even asking what Dogecoin is because I think it's going to be a boring explanation
I
that
didn't
I'm
ask.
zoned out for.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
It does sound fun and enticing. Whatever a Dogecoin is.
I tell you what it is. So Doge is that meme of that dog. It's like a real internet thing. And then so Dogecoin is just a new cryptocurrency, and their logo has a picture of a dog on it. Now,
so what's this Doge dog that's so famous? I don't even know.
Mike, pull up. We're not into meme. We're not meme guys.
True. I'm
lower,
not the meme
lower
guys.
level meme guys.
You guys are.
Yeah. We got to speak for Greg is heavy in the meme game.
I am a working capitalist in the meme community. I am moving, I am trading, I am pulling, I am pushing, all of that in the meme community. I am one of the guys. They call me the power broker in the meme community.
You're the Q of memes.
Yeah.
They've been trying to track you down for years. Where did Angry Kid come from? Nobody knows.
Yo, you didn't notice that green frog didn't look just like me? That frog looks like me.
I've always wanted to say something, but I was afraid I'd hurt your feelings.
But that dog cute? I put money into that dog.
So this is the animal that's running Dogecoin?
Yes, my friend.
Of course. So
that dog runs Dogecoin, man. I put money into it.
What's the all right? Not that dog isn't a very cute dog. I don't understand what's the allure of that dog over other dogs that I've seen it's become such a popular meme.
Well, I gotta say this, Anthony. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were asking a different question. And I got something else loaded
Answer
up.
both.
So what I want to say here is this: in this letter, it says you bought some Dogecoin. Thank me later, which means I have to thank Hi Greg. So when you ask these questions to me, you can't ask not Hi Greg. Only Hi Greg knows about Dogecoin because he's the guy doing all the moves.
This is fun.
Right?
Yes.
He's a whole other entity. And as he's leaving me letters, that I have to write him a letter back that says, "Thank you, thanks for the investment."
This is
so
dissociative disorder, which is a guy who gets high. Mr. Robot, but just a guy who gets high. All right.
Yeah, he handles all my finances.
Oh, good move. Good move to get the highest version of you to handle all your finance.
It's so great. Like you could have put Hi Greg in charge of modeling your action figures, and you could have put Hi Greg in charge of playing your video. Nope. Hi Greg, you're the finance minister. Regular Greg, you take care of painting action figures.
Hi Greg is an investor, man. He's moving, he's shaking, he's calling, he's interneting. He's winning is what he says. As soon as I get high, he goes, "What are we doing today? Winning." We're winning champs.
And Hi Greg sounds like he's got some great marketing strategies. Same as Charlie Sheen. So, all right.
Yeah, go ahead.
No. Please go ahead.
So that was the question. That was the answer. Is that I can't answer questions about Dogecoin as I'm not. I'd have to speak to my financial advisor, who is marijuana. So, but I think that is one of the cuter dogs on the internet. That's kind of answers your other question.
Yeah, I think he's cute. I just don't know that he's cute enough to be so famous.
Pull him up again and look at his legs.
Pull him up again.
What
am I not seeing here?
And Anthony, I'll tell you what you're not seeing. I think, if I'm familiar with the Doge memes, and Greg, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's the face he's making so people will caption it. Mike, find one with a caption, like a famous one. I think they caption it in a way.
Come on, look at him, man.
I get
where
it
he's like, where he's going like, "What the fuck, dude?"
Yeah.
Like that's kind of his look. Like so they'll say like they'll write like Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
I mean that's why I don't make memes, but you get it.
Wasn't bad. I understood the sentiment based on the face that the little doggy is making. I get it now after seeing it with the fireworks. I totally understand it.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm
What's
up
happened?
big time.
something in the Dogecoin world.
Yeah, man, my graph looks insane right now. I don't know what it means. It says buying power $1. So I got power. I don't know what that means. I'm up 13, I think.
Nothing like Greg to give you a little taste of something and then go do what you want with that.
Yeah.
My graph is off the charts now. Go ahead, guys.
I'm always checking my investments. But
So
in 10 years.
how much did you put into Dogecoin? You don't mind me asking.
Well, I got to talk to my. I have to get it.
You don't even know.
I know that as of today, I've made $13, and I'm thinking about selling. I told Andy because Andy's also in this, and I went, "I'm up 13. Let's sell." And he was like,
great.
"No," and he was like, "Don't keep it. I'm not letting you sell." And I go, "All right, but I could do it again tomorrow, and then make another 3. And this adds up."
I will say, if your financial advisor was a high version of you, that would be the goal. Just enough to get a sandwich.
Yeah.
When we hit $13, we're out. We get our hands on a chicken parmesan, we're good.
Yeah. So I'm doing pretty good financially now. If you guys need any advice or money.
I mean, I do, but I don't much see what the advice would be other than buy Dogecoin, because it seems like you're a one investment man, which I don't blame you. Warren Buffett says people are too diversified. He says find a good thing and stick with it, and I think you found Dogecoin. That's your avenue. But so you're saying buy Dogecoin, get in there while it's hot.
I don't know what this. I don't know what to invest in. I'm Greg. You got to talk to Hi Greg. Regular Greg says spend. Party. Click on Amazon and do the old swing the wheel, and whatever you land on, you send that to your house. But don't look at it because then it's not a surprise. Get a surprise Amazon button. They should have an Amazon random button.
Fun.
Where it just goes $50. Send me something random, and maybe I'll return it.
Bunch of screws.
Man, it's a great idea.
Tote bag. Yeah, it's great.
Man.
It's a great
This
idea.
is one of your best ideas. They should have a thing where you don't put any product in, you just put in an amount of money, and you just say spend that and send it to my house. It would be it's the best.
It's a great idea. You let the algorithm decide for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Based on me and what I'm up to.
Right.
What do I want? Just send me a bunch of shit.
Well, I'm sorry to pivot real quick, but I got to tell you, my Instagram ads have been pushing me hearing aids lately, and I did not know, but I think I'm going deaf. They always know first, so now I'm worried.
I think sometimes when they don't know stuff, they'll throw in a thing to get you to buy something.
I don't know, but this random Amazon. Sorry.
I don't know that you are going deaf as much as I think they're just like, the man's bought everything. Or we can't figure this guy. Let's throw hearing aids at him. Maybe that'll entice him.
I've purchased so many wires and headphones that I think they're just like, I don't know, maybe he's going deaf. Have you tried this? Because you keep buying headphones. And if they're not working, maybe it's something else.
Brent, oh, man. Yeah, Brent, I wish you could see.
No normal hearing person needs 600 feet of wire. Okay, this guy is trying to leave his house with noise amplifying headphones. We got to tell him about hearing aids.
gotta let this know about wireless technology, Brendan. If you could see the amount of it's beyond a fire hazard. What Greg lives with in that studio.
Yeah, it's straight fire. I got the straight fire setup.
Oh, it's all hazard.
He's got so many wires it will put out the fire, like sand, like how they just used to throw sand on fires. There's too many wires for fire.
I would almost
no
say
oxygen.
It's worth a trip to go to Greg's to see that amount of wires. You know, like how people just go to like, I'll go here and see the Grand Canyon or whatever. It's worth it to just see the amount of wires this guy's living with.
Well, I tell you that what's not good about it is the holes in my feet because I'm always stepping on wires and that thing hurts. You know when you step on Legos?
For sure.
Just like that all the time. There's always little HDMI ports cutting into my toes because there's just wires everywhere, man. You can't get a 60-foot wire for a 10-foot room.
Yeah, you're right.
They say,
especially not multiple ones of them.
They say with lizards and sharks, if you put them in a small cage, they'll grow to that size.
Right.
That's not true with wires. If you get a 60-foot wire, that thing ain't gonna shrink down to the room.
Well, I would
Science
say
isn't always right.
on that analogy also, that's also not true of sharks. You got to start them in there as a baby. You can't put a 60-foot shark in an 8-foot cage. It won't shrink. You gotta start them small.
That might be a penance of science.
Yeah, one of the many penances of science.
Speaking of hot business ideas, okay?
Yeah, hit it.
I drove by this guy at signs, 10 signs on the highway. Come see the world's largest golf tee. World's largest golf tee. 10 signs the guy's got.
Yeah.
I finally drive by it. Clearly, it was an old silo from a farm that he put an upside down satellite dish on top of it and said it's the world's largest golf tee and is making money off it.
What an asshole.
That's a dad conversation I could see having with the family where they're just like, what do you do? He goes, I'm building a golf tee, Sarah.
Yeah.
And he's just like, stop it. He goes, it's going to be the world. Let me do what I want to do. God damn it, Sarah.
It's one of those things where we also go, just keep him busy. You know? Keep the man busy, man. If he doesn't have this golf tee project, people are going to die.
Remember that guy? Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I imagine it's just his home life is just the world's saddest version of Field of Dreams. You know what I mean? Just like, I gotta build this golf tee. There's something telling me this is what we need. A giant golf tee in our backyard. Trust me, if we build it, the people will come. And it's like,
a giant will come play golf.
Nobody's coming. I saw it from the highway. I don't need to come. What am I to come to see it closer?
Yeah, this idiot, exactly what Greg was talking about. He's going to get what he deserves. He doesn't know what's coming to him when a giant does come play golf.
whips a ball the size of the moon. That's not fun.
This guy's asking for trouble.
Yeah, man. Did I tell you I went to the zoo?
You did.
Yeah, you told me. How was it?
This is new to me.
Man, I went to the zoo. I'll tell you about the zoo. They got all them images online. You know, did I go see a lion? I look at it, I go, the same goddamn lion they got on the goddamn internet. So I didn't get online. I just hung around. Will say this, though. I do like them seals. Them seals put on a show. It's like everything they do is clippable. They're a highlight reel. They just do cute faces. They swim around, man.
Content kings of the animal community are seals. They're
always on. They're always on. You know?
Yes. They got so wrapped up in the circus and performing for humans that it became part of their genetic code. The poor seals, man.
Did goddamn water dogs.
The walking posters of the animal community, I call them. Those things, they got a trick up their sleeve for anything you throw at them.
Oh, I remember what I was going to say. Sorry.
What is it?
This is, man, the lion. I had to eat my words because I said that. And then we went to the lion section, and the lion roared, and it was like crazy, and I physically was scared. Everyone was trembling. I've never heard a lion roar like that in real life, and it was like so loud. And I was like, no internet meme will capture this king of the I looked and I said, you truly are the king of the jungle. I had a moment with the lion. A lot of this isn't the experience of the zoo really can't be expressed through modern words.
Which is interesting because quite the direct opposite of how you started your zoo story, which was that everything there can be captured on the internet, and it's transferred into absolutely the opposite. It's undescribable unless you're there to feel the roar of the lion on you. This hair on the back of your neck rises.
That's like the positive and the negative of having a bad memory. Is that you go, man, the zoo sucks. Then you go, oh wait, I remember. I had a great time. So then you get excited. You go like, man, the zoo ain't no good. Oh, wait a minute. That was a blast. And then you're like, I had a good time.
Were there any animals that took you by surprise?
Yes. Dog monkey. I'll show you a picture. It's a goddamn monkey dog. Wait till you see this thing. It's a goddamn monkey dog. Do you follow me? Maybe I've never seen one of these. And I'm a big animal guy.
I've never even heard of it. This is fascinating.
Same.
Yeah, it's got another name, but it's a goddamn monkey dog. Oh, and then them alligators. Yeah, look at this guy, man. Look at this guy, man. He's cute though. He's a goddamn monkey dog.
It's really sort of impossible to see.
Having cellular issues.
Just email it to Mike.
No, you got to focus it.
That is a monkey dog.
I think it's called a monkey kangaroo, maybe, but he looks like a monkey dog. Oh, what's up, monkey dog?
I like a monkey dog, man. Can you get one of those for your house?
Yeah, you can steal one. That's it. You should always be full screen to me because look how 4K that is.
That's beautiful. You look so crisp right now. Too many Ks. I feel like I'm in the room with you.
Yeah, I get overwhelmed. I get K overload, and I can't take it.
In real life, I'm only 2K. I'm a half K guy.
Sure.
You're
a humble man.
What's very cool about today's episode? I don't know if you've noticed this, Greg. Anthony has an air mattress behind him, but if you suspend reality for a moment, it looks like he's sitting in a white, luxurious space chair.
Yeah.
Can you see that? Can you see that? Like where he's in an oversized captain's chair, taking us through the space of podcastism.
Surrounded by white. Go ahead.
Yeah, the future is inflatables. That was always what people would say.
That's what Spencer's was really trying to push. They were always like, the future is a couch that you can deflate.
It's true.
Yeah.
Look them up, man. Look up this architecture group called Archigram. Home in a suit. These guys were nuts.
Home in a suit?
Yeah, man. These guys were trying to get house in a suit going. It was like a Greg invention that they wrote books about.
What's a house in a suit?
Basically, it was a suit that you could blow up, and it would become like a portable home for you.
I swear to God, that's exactly what I thought it was. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It would be a suit that you can hit a button and you can then live like a tent that you can kind of inflate.
They had a lot of ideas.
Then you're naked in the house.
Well, sure. I mean, they didn't build a goddamn thing. I'll say this about Archigram. They were a group of like British hippies in the 60s or 70s who had all these like fun theoretical ideas about architecture. And most of them, were one question like that, you'd be like, all right, well, what about that? And they'd be like, well, you got us there. I guess we'll pack our things and go. They had a lot of cool ideas.
Yeah. Yeah. What about Dogecoin? Did they think of that?
No, they didn't think about using a dog as their investment principle.
Right. So
what? So what, Craig? Where was this going?
So who the fuck were they, Anthony? Were they involved with those guys? Were they involved with those guys that found an oil rig in international waters and just said it was a country? Because they were British too, and that seems like the same type of guy.
Could be, man. That seems like something they were could be up to.
You know what I like to do, Anthony? Sometimes, if I don't have something to say, I'll throw on the old word randomizer, and I'll throw a couple out. So I just go, "What about Dogecoin?" And then you got to clean that up.
Yep. Yeah. I know exactly what you do.
You gotta do that, man. Just throw a bunch of clothes. Like, you're like, didn't you pack? I didn't pack. I just throw a bunch of clothes in the living room, and I go, There you go. If you want to go on this trip, you do something with that, and then you got to put it all in a bag.
Yeah, it's like a pop-up ad. Where it's like all of a sudden, well, now I've got to deal with this casino thing.
Can't click out.
Yeah.
I can't click out. Man.
Good Christ. All right, you guys want to do this dog idea that I had?
Yes.
Yeah, I do.
I think this could be kind of fun, and if it sucks,
this
we'll
is a
just
very
shit on it.
Dog-related episode, huh?
It really, it didn't mean to be, but it just kind of happened that way. All right, Mike, I told you maybe 5 minutes before this episode began, I just said, grab me some pictures of dogs for this thing I might want to do.
You didn't say pictures.
No, he didn't say pictures.
What you said was understandable. Let me read to the crowd what it is that you said. And I'm still very hungover, but what you said, I was furious
I'm glad you were as confused as I was, Greg, because I read it exactly like you read it.
Mike, can you have like 10 dogs ready to do this segment I have planned? Mike, can you have like 10 dogs ready to do this segment I have planned? Now, let me tell you what this means to me. Mike, can you have 10 dogs, real dogs, ready, because they're going to do the segment that I have planned. All right, whatever that means.
Mike,
so let's see if Mike has anything.
Mike, can I get your thoughts on what you thought I meant by that text?
While he waits to come in.
I knew it was 10 pictures of dogs doing Anthony.
Oh, Mike did. Mike is able to
I
decipher.
took a gamble and assumed it meant.
Yeah.
All right, so this is because I've been walking around Cincinnati. I've been seeing so many dogs, and so I got a system of rating dogs that I think might be fun for us. I think we'll go with are they underrated first? Then we'll go with are they overrated? What's their greatest strength? What's their biggest flaw? And then who's most likely to? What do they pair with? And then
wonderful. Yes, wonderful.
Just to be clear here, your plan is on an audio podcast is to look at dogs and rate them and hope the listeners come along.
Well, now Brendan will explain. Brendan's always so good about that.
And here's what Brendan's gonna say: it's a cute dog. It's a yellow dog.
No, I know my breeds. I'll tell him. I'll give him I'll start each thing with the descriptor if you want.
This guy's got that lyrical Irish blood in him. He knows how to.
A real James Joyce.
Yeah,
yes, me.
Yeah, man.
Jesse James of the Riverbeds. Yes,
that's right. The Jesse James of the Riverbeds.
Word randomizer in action. I had nothing. I threw anything. You deal with it.
Just an agent of chaos.
The Joker of comedy.
Yeah, man.
It's just very low stakes.
This guy, I just want to watch the Patreon burn. Anyway, what was I? Okay, so it's a 5-tier system, right? And then based on whatever we rate these things, they go big dog status, nice pup. or send them back to the pound.
I don't know how to explain this, and I don't want it to not be insulting. You have your comedy style is 50% the most serious mixed with the dumbest shit you've ever heard. That's the style. It's like this ranking is big dog style. It's a stupid thing to say. Presented in the most serious fashion. I can't explain it.
Yeah. I know. That's why I'm doing
big dog
so well.
style.
And the best part about it, I think, Greg, is this isn't just a segment. You've been walking around Cincinnati ranking dogs in your mind in this very way. Have you not?
That's big dog style.
Yeah. I had to come up with the tiers afterwards. I just like the sentences. I would go, we got a big dog status, that dog. That's a nice pup. And then I go, send that guy back to the pound. I had to think of the things after that.
Yeah.
All right, Mike. Put up the first picture. Brendan, you'll describe the dog, and then we'll do the rating.
Oh.
Dog number 1 appears to be a puppy of a I think that is it's one of them long-eared fellas, almost
it's a basset hound.
I don't think it's quite a basset hound because basset hounds have the jowls, but it's as if a basset hound might be some sort of beagle basset hound mix. Beautiful little puppy. I'm gonna go ahead, Anthony. The first criteria you said underrated or overrated.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say this thing appropriately rated. I think people see this thing and nail it on the head.
What's the rating? I don't understand. It's overrated from who? Who
Nobody
rated it?
knows, Greg. Nobody knows.
The world. So the how the world views a dog like this.
The dog views the world like this. They got a goddamn cute dog, and I want to hang out with him. I want to be his friend.
But what I'm saying, I guess, is a dog like this overrated or underrated?
Do you think like he's oozing with arrogance? So then I gotta like cut him down a few pegs. I gotta be like, yeah, man, you ain't that. You are cute, but you ain't that cute.
Yeah, that's not bad. I'll look, and also take these underrated, overrated idea. It's a loose system. Keep in mind, I never intended for there to be a system. I was just looking at dogs and labeling them according to my
And
three
hurting their
platforms.
feelings.
Sure.
So
That's big dog status to me. That's a cute. I mean, that's a big dog status.
That's cute pup status to me.
That's nice pup. And you're saying that's big dog status. You're saying that's nice pup. All right. Make a case for why it's big dog status, and then make a case for why it's nice pup.
Because every dog is big dog to me. I love every dog. So I'm gonna rate all these across the board big dog status. There's not a single dog I hate, and it isn't the best ever.
What fun for the game that'll be.
Well, the fun's gonna lay in the segues, in the fun that happens in between the words.
All right, that sounds good. So Brendan, why do you think this guy's a nice pup?
Well, for me, as Greg says, I like every dog, okay? But I do draw a distinction between big dog status and nice pup. Big dog status, to me, carries a little bit of like, hey, don't fuck around with this guy. You know what I mean? Like, this guy, he'll teach you a thing or two if he has to. This is just a nice pup we're seeing here. This is a nice pup. He's going to mind his own business, snuggle up to you. You get a little Netflix. You give him a little ham from the table. Give him a little ham. Why not?
That's a good question. This brings me to my question. Now, we all know dogs.
Your question. Yes. Present us with this question that was planned and written down.
We all know dogs.
Dumbass thing to say, presented extremely seriously. Yes.
We all know dogs can't talk, but if this dog could say something, what would this guy say?
Oh, that's a good one. But can I just backpedal for 1 second? Because I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to spend some time on that.
Yeah, please.
Here's the thing. Playing with Brendan's rules. I do like Brendan's rules. That's a pup or is it a big dog, right? I think what he says makes a lot of sense. But then this whole game then just becomes, am I looking at a puppy or am I looking at a regular dog?
Yeah, good point, Greg. We want to avoid that. That's a good point, Greg.
Well, no, because my criteria, even when this puppy grows up, I'm saying nice pup. It doesn't have big dog energy, you know. Like he this is even when he grows up to me, nice pup. And I'm saying this guy's saying, hey, hey, can I have a little ham from the table? I've been a good boy today.
So you think his first words would be a question about ham?
He loves ham, this guy. He can't get enough table ham.
I'm very against feeding dogs from the table, and I just want to make that noted to the listeners because it just breeds bad habits. I'll give them as much as they want, but it's got to be in their bowl at the proper time. I'm not running some kind of anything goes kind of system over here. No, we have rules in this house. Just want to make that known to all my dog followers.
No, you gotta get a
noted
message like that out there for sure.
I don't feed from the table.
So what do you think is if he could talk? What would he say, Greg?
Why aren't you feeding me from the table? And I'm gonna go. I just told you. Oh, why? This is an anarchy here. Okay, we have a system. I'll feed you from a bowl. Go to your bowl, and you wait an hour.
Can I ask a question?
Interesting. I like that.
When it comes to talking to the dogs, right?
Yeah.
Does High Greg have a different policy than non-High Greg?
I'll tell you what High Greg's been thinking a lot about lately. A lot of these dogs like to do things where they got these buttons, and if they push a button and the button's like, go out. And it's like, do you ever see this? They'll have like multiple buttons, and when they push a button, the button says words. So it's almost like dogs can now communicate. Yeah. So they'll push a button, and the button will go, I want to go outside. And the other one's like, I want a treat. I'm feeling sad. Like, they'll do these buttons. But I'll tell you, since we've figured out how to get dogs to communicate, all these things are saying is give me a treat. They don't say anything else. They figured out the treat button, and they go, just push that.
The first two seemed highly believable. The I want to go out, can I have a treat? The I'm feeling sad button. I just don't know that dogs can really grasp that. I don't know how you would teach them that concept.
You ever seen a dog that had a partner that died in the line of duty?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
They're
man.
constantly pushing that button.
Oh, sure.
They buried their partner.
Sure. Or one of those cemetery dogs that you always see on the internet, like this dog in Japan sat on its owner's grave for 9 years. And it's like, oh, somebody should have took it away, you know?
Yeah. Those man, they train the Japanese they respect over everything over there. You know what I mean? Like, man, do they honor traditions down to the dog.
Yeah.
My God. So wait, what? So if they ever hit that button, wouldn't they? I would think that the owners would be like, well, maybe you're sad because you want to hit the other two buttons,
Right.
You know what I mean? They'd be pushing them in that direction.
What happens is the dog hits the treat button.
Yeah.
Right. And then the guy goes, I gave you a treat. I'm not giving you another one.
I see.
And then he hits the I'm sad button. And then the guy goes, well, what makes this dog not sad? Treats. So the dog just knows there's a way to ask for treats without asking for treats.
I see. Ah, smart.
Yeah, smart.
That sound on the manufacturer's parts, bad. They have a big blind spot.
The dog never hits a button that says, I'm good.
Yeah.
They're never just like, I'm good. They always want something. And it's to either go out or a treat.
That is true. Yeah, a dog is always longing. All right, Mike, let's bring up another dog. Oh, who does that other dog pair with? That's what one of the questions.
A hunter.
That little dog.
Yeah, that's how you train them little to do hunting. And then they'll bring you birds back. George used to catch a pigeon. He caught a pigeon in the backyard, and he tied like a weight to it, and he would throw it in the air. This is true. This is all 100% true. And then he would train the dog to run and grab the pigeons and bring it back. And then after like the 6 months of training or whatever, George would release the pigeons, and these pigeons would just have fucking PTSD, you know, because they were just like they were just in a cage for 6 months. And
you can't throw,
them.
You can't throw pigeons like that back into the wild with just ordinary pigeons.
Those things are fucked up, dude. Yeah, we had like a pet pigeon for like 6 months, and we would like love it. And then George was like, "Don't love this thing," and you'd be like, "It's an animal, we love it." And he was like, well, you're not going to like how this ends. It's going to live a life of torture for the next 6 months. And Joe would be on the horn with PETA, back when we used to call him Joe before we called him the Wolf. This is young Joe, you know? What were we talking about?
Well, I got to go back to this because I love the idea of what kind of experiment was George even running? What was going on? What was the end game?
Yeah.
Just capturing pigeons for 6 months, then releasing them.
Well, great question.
He's training the hunting dogs to retrieve birds. So he would shoot the birds out of the air, and then dogs would have to grab the birds and bring them back to George. So George would train them with the live pigeon.
So they wouldn't die. He'd shoot the birds. They'd somehow survive, and then just live in a cage.
No, he wouldn't shoot the bird. When he would go hunting, he would shoot the birds.
Right.
And the goal was to get the dogs to bring the dead birds back.
Yeah.
But to train them, he can't be just shooting birds in the middle of Newark, New Jersey. So he had one live bird that had weights on it, and then he'd throw it, and then the dog would go grab the bird and bring it back. This is a thing, I think. Or it was something he made up.
It's also dangerous because, that could work, but it could backfire, and you could just create the world's strongest pigeon. Like if it just if it flies away one day with those weights on, you go, Newark's got a problem.
Yeah, this is like such a makeshift version of Planet of the Apes and how they rose to power.
George used to also make his own rope, which I thought was crazy. He refused to ever buy a dog leash, so he would thread his own rope. It was like a 50-foot. He had the dog on a 50-foot rope because that's how, like my wires down here. It was like that's how long the dog should stay away from you when they're hunting. Like that's a distance.
Right.
And so he would. I don't know. A human can make rope. I thought only made by machines or the jungle. So, but he would
the
thread
jungle
his own
itself.
ropes. Yeah, that was nature's gift. The rope.
Let's hope we find a rope tree.
Yeah.
What did Tarzan swing on?
Vines.
Isn't that a rope?
Yeah. I mean, technically, you'd use that to make rope for sure.
Yeah. Now, Tarzan, what do you think about it? And I don't want to get too off the point.
Why? It's not like what I get. It's not a real game that I made up, Brendan.
It's very real to me.
The more we talk about this, the less we have to show audio listeners a visual picture.
Tarzan, now that you bring it up, Greg, a lot like a hot air balloon. It's like they act like he could go wherever he wanted. he could only go where the vines were. You know what I mean? Like he had no control. He had to just swing where the next vine was. You end up wherever the fuck. There's no. You're trying to get to Jane's house. You're all over the goddamn lot.
So running is easier. Go ahead, Anthony.
Yeah, I was gonna say, man, right? Because this guy wants to show off his great vine leaping. Probably took him 4.5 hours to get to Jane's house because he had to take such a route with the vines when he could have just walked there in 10 minutes.
Yeah, they never showed him standing on the edge of the tree, grabbing a vine, being like, "Hang on, I don't gotta see if this is a good one. Hang on, this is a good one. This is gonna pull. This is gonna hold my weight. I don't know. Hang on."
Yeah.
Rarely, or any times it just kind of like he just stood on top of a river because it didn't swing far enough. Now he's just on top of the river.
Yeah, there's always a next vine for Tarzan. It's never just goes out. Fuck, no vine connected to this one. Guess I'm just swinging here.
That whole thing was fabricated. That's
totally,
based on no truth.
Of course it is, Greg. Of course. I mean, that goes without saying. But I just love the idea of Tarzan just going, hanging onto a vine, going, there are days and there are days. And you just be like, well, hopefully my monkey friends come along and I have to sheepishly explain to him I got in this pickle.
Sometimes you get the vine, and sometimes the vine gets you. That's why I like you, kid. Man.
Was Tarzan billed as King of the Jungle, too? Was that his whole thing?
King of the Vines.
Definitely
the Vine Man.
Yeah.
He was the man of the jungle, I think. The only man. He was Mowgli.
The man of the jungle.
I didn't take any umbrage with talking panthers I didn't take any umbrage with the talking panthers, but I do take umbrage with the vine availability.
Yes, I agree with you. Because I don't know what's going on deep in the jungle. And, and it's like, here's the thing. These panthers are talking. They're just not speaking English. Right. So I don't think that's so crazy. But a man who's making his living off vines.
Right.
I mean, get out of here.
Get out of town.
Insulting.
It is. And also, why did he wear underwear? Why, if a man who who cares about nothing and talks to panthers go, I can't show this bear my dick. Why did he feel that way? No one else has got underwear. He should have made underwear that made the bear underwear.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's still a guy who feels shame.
Right.
Doesn't matter. You can't take the human out of Tarzan in that way.
Yeah. You're a big Mowgli guy, though.
I'm a big Mowgli guy. Yes. Raised by wolves. We had a lot of similar. Mowgli, I felt a lot for Mowgli. Raised by a particular sect of people that made him different from others.
Yes. One, panthers and a snake. The other, Italian housewives.
Yeah, exactly.
Not housewives, but you get what I'm saying.
Italian women. I felt such a kinship with Mowgli when he went into the man village. That's how I felt when I went into the man world.
When you went to school.
Yeah.
You're just singing the bare necessities. Like, where's Baloo? Where's Baloo when I need him?
I'll say this about Baloo. Go ahead.
No, I love to hear an opinion about Baloo. I live for that.
I love Baloo, and he really got his life together. Baloo was a guy living in the jungle naked, and then one day bought an airplane company and was flying around with a kid on an air surfboard.
True, man.
Oh, that's
very
right.
True. No one talks enough about the rise of Baloo.
Yeah. That guy lived in the Tailspin Town, moved to a society.
I forgot about that.
Had a mechanical friend. He used to live in the jungle. Cape Suzette. Mike didn't even look that up. He knew that one. That's how quick that one came.
Cape Suzette sounds like a French delicacy.
Well, because it is. It's a fucking. That Disney does this shit. It's a pun that no children would understand. Right. So why'd you put it in there? Because there's a crepe Suzette is a French.
Oh, okay, maybe that's why.
So it's like,
I'm an adult. I still didn't get it.
What are you doing, Disney? No children knows what a crepe Suzette is. So now. Well, later in life, they learn about crepe Suzettes and they go, they fucking stole this from Cape Suzette. Right. It's like, you're confusing everybody.
Nah, it's classic lazy writing, if I've ever seen it. When they go, what's the name of this town? The guy's eating a crepe, and he goes, I don't know, crepe. Write that down.
Yeah.
Call it a day. I got to go to lunch. My kids have been screaming all night. I am tired.
You mean to tell me the writers of Tailspin weren't racking their brains to put out a fantastic product?
Who else was in Tailspin? There was a little kid.
Yeah. There was the helicopter pilot. I forget his name.
Oh, yeah. Quack McDuck.
Yeah, Quack McDuck.
Oh, Louie.
Yeah.
Louie.
I think this was the song.
Wait a minute.
was the song ooh 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 tailspin. Was that right? Is that right?
It was close.
Close?
But it was more of a bumps.
Was it
Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, 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 ba-dum. Huh, huh. These a lot of hoods. Huh, tailspin. Huh, huh. Hey, also I found this out real quick. Mike's he's gonna deny this, but I heard it from a very unreliable source, so I'll take that guy's opinion over Mike's. We can play music on the podcast if we're talking about it. It's gray area. Tom Takar told me. So if we want to play a song to discuss, it lies under fair use as per drunk Tom Takar.
How long does he say we have to discuss it?
As long as you want, is what he said.
He's not wrong, but copyright strikes don't care about what's right, and they don't follow correct fair use. So
on
they'll
YouTube?
still flag you anyway. Yeah.
That being said, Mike,
YouTube's a motherfucker.
that being said, Mike, pull up Sublime's whole catalog for the next episode.
Great.
Huh. Huh, huh, huh. Tailspin. And I'm joking. I listened to Mike because
yeah.
What
was that guy? His name was Quack McDuck, and then he again in another show.
Launchpad was in DuckTales.
Launchpad.
He wasn't on Tailspin, but he was one of the characters.
Man.
Launchpad was on Tailspin, or he wasn't on Tailspin?
He wasn't on Tailspin. He was on the other two shows.
Yeah, and he's
And
like
he
a
didn't do
doofy guy.
cameos? No, he was a
always
brazen man. What?
He always crashed. He never actually landed.
yeah.
Horrible pilot. Richest guy in Duckville pays the guy's the worst goddamn pilot because he felt it was his aunt's cousin or something.
Well, I get it though, because you want to keep things within the duck community. You know what I
Right.
mean?
How many diversity sucks? You got to get the best, not the worst. I did want to bang that mom from Tailspin.
Oh,
That hair.
fully,
She looks like
fully.
Peggy Carter.
Yeah, if you think I haven't watched a porn with her, get out of town. Here's a thing. Here's a question for you guys. Maybe you know the answer to this. This always bothered the shit out of me, right? Okay, so Huey, Dewey, and Louie, they're Scrooge's nephews.
Mhm.
No. They're Donald's nephews.
Yes.
Scrooge is their grandfather. But here's the thing. Daisy isn't their mother. So who's their mother?
Nobody knows.
The mother or father were not revealed.
Yeah,
Wow.
What
Who
you
were
said,
they
Michael?
then, Mike?
And the Carl's Barks comic strips and everything is from comic books. They're not a family tree, and their mother is Della Duck, and the new DuckTales they had her in there. They never say who the dad is though.
I think Mickey. That guy's fucking around all the time. That guy was a hound.
You could see Mickey pulling something off.
Oh,
like this.
for
He
sure.
can, man. Mickey was a motherfucker. The most
really was.
unliked guy, but he was like the number one guy. No one likes Mickey.
No.
Who's a Mickey guy?
Oh,
Yeah.
if you're a Mickey guy, I don't trust you at all.
Right.
Who has ever gone, hey, you know what? I just like to relax and watch some Mickey cartoons. They're horse shit.
Yeah.
They're horse shit.
Let me tell you this: any Mickey I've ever met is dirty. He's running numbers. He's got a gambling situation going.
Great point.
Mickey. I've never met a clean Mickey.
Yeah, I've met some decent Donalds in my day.
Right.
You know, you're gonna come across a Donnie or two you don't get along with, but you'll never meet a good Mickey.
No.
Yeah.
How about this? How about Count Duckula? Remember him? He was a vampire duck.
Yeah.
But he was a vegetarian. So then why make him a vampire? He just had teeth?
Wait.
Count Duckula.
Who's?
You remember him?
I don't know if I know Count Duckula. Mike, can you bring up a picture?
Yeah, Count Duckula was a vampire duck. Count Duckula. And then he used to hang out with Darkwing Duck, who was a duck.
Okay.
I love they were just like, give me anything on a duck.
Yeah.
Give me Batman duck, give me vampire duck.
That's the thing. Darkwing.
It's the year of the ducks.
Darkwing wasn't just give me anything on a duck. Darkwing was literally like, hey, Batman seems to be doing pretty well. Make it a duck. That's all Darkwing Duck was.
This is a damn duck town. We make everyone a goddamn duck.
Yeah, it's like when Galifianakis was the big thing. So then all of a sudden you saw a lot of bearded comedians who looked like they were just like, people are loving these ducks. What else can we do?
Yeah. Sign anything with a bill.
Count Duckula was with a spinoff from Danger Mouse, a British cartoon.
That's
right,
how.
yes.
Okay.
And
Danger
he was a
Mouse.
vegetarian in this version because they use ketchup instead of blood to revive him.
so stupid. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I used to love this cartoon, and that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I love Danger Mouse.
That hot duck era, that was how Howard the Duck got made, because they were like, fucking people are loving ducks. And then they made Howard the Duck, and they were like, there is a limit. It turns out there is a limit. They won't just take any duck.
Well, Mighty Duck too, but I agree with you. I love Howard the Duck. Howard the Duck was too real, though. Like, people weren't ready for a duck like that.
No, he was a guy like he would finger a woman. With the thing, They're like, that was the pitch. What's the pitch for? He's a duck. He's gonna try to fuck you. So that's him.
They literally, they walked in the room. And they went, what do we know? The public loves ducks.
Right.
What do we have now? We're all agreed on that. He's got to be a duck.
Yeah,
but we haven't seen the dark side of ducks.
They literally went, what is selling big? They were like, Batman. Well, we already got a Batman duck. Vampires did it already. What about Leisure Suit Larry?
Yeah,
all right, let's do that one. Dirty 80s boy.
You know what we've never seen Donald do? Fuck his neighbor's wife.
God, that is so scary. I mean, he's
the
in the
eyes.
Yeah.
Just keep talking, Anthony, as I go. We just talk over each other now for this.
Yeah,
episode.
I know. You're right.
You gotta. What are we doing? But those eyes are so real. They gave him human eyes. Everything duck and then human eyes. You know what I'll call that? Okay, we should do the duck rating system. That's one bad duck.
Big duck status. Nice
big duck status.
Throw him back in the pond.
Back in the pond, dog. All right, I think I'm going to be done for today. Is that okay?
That was great.
Oh, yeah. I did want to just ask real quick.
Go ahead.
Was Howard the Duck a detective, or did I make that up? Because he should have been a detective.
I think he hung out with a detective. Yeah. I don't know. It was a weird thing.
I think he was like unemployed. I actually do.
He was only a divorced dad who didn't see his kids.
Yeah, he was like an unemployed private investigator that got kicked off the force for like negligence or something. His story is
he was a dad that when the judge said you're only getting weekends with the kids, he went, that sounds great. That sounds great.
Yeah, how about every other?
Can we do once a month?
Yeah.
We're trying to get laid.
Yeah.
All right. So for the Patreon, everybody watch the QAnon doc, and then we're going to have Joe on, and we'll talk about it.
Okay.
All right.
Great.
All right, well, I'll talk to you guys later then, I guess.
See ya. Does anyone have anything to plug?
I'm too sore to touch my phone.
I'll be at the Tulsa Looney Bin this week and the Wichita Looney Bin next week.
I'm at the Cellar like every night. So you got to just look on their website. Because I'm not trying to go on the road. I'm going to somewhere one night. But I don't want to talk about it because I told you what I'm doing. I'm not bringing a feature. I'm doing a full hour.
Right. Wacko Jacko's coming on first.
Yeah,
Mr. Reverse Glasses with me with my glasses are on backwards. Talking to the back of my head.
And I'm, me, I'm going nowhere fast.
Just like the Incubus song. You're in Cleveland, man. Come home and do comedy.
No, man, I like it too much here. And I'm surrounded by air mattresses. The palace of the future. The future isn't female. The future is inflatables.
The future is inflatable. That's a shirt. That's a goddamn shirt.
All right. See everybody later.
Goodbye.
The Rad Dudecast is hosted by Anthony DeVito, Brendan Eyre, and Greg Stone. Original music by Brian Zippert. Produced by Mike Suarez. Executive producers Brendan Eyre, Greg Stone, and Anthony DeVito. Executive producers Matt Kleinschmidt and Robert Kelly for the Laugh Button Podcasts.